Hi, I'm Dr. Marc Reynolds, and I'm a voice teacher, a performance coach, and an opera stage director. I'm here to help you sing and perform more like the top artists around the globe. Today we're going to be learning from a compilation video that's titled When Two Singers Slay High Notes Together. Love it. Let's do this. Here we go. What are we hearing here with their voice, and what are we seeing? Well, you're going to see these typical things that we keep talking about. Upper two smile, 80% of a yawn, smile, ass space in the back, release jaw down and back, consistent airflow, right? So what's making the sound a little bit different is the shape that they have here in the back. A, in how much that larynx is releasing down, and B, how much height they have in there, the back. You mean like shape in the back? What does this mean? I don't know. It sounds so strange. Well, let me explain it. Say hat. Feel how that shape in the back here. We're talking about the shape behind our back molars, this oral pharynx place. Notice how that shape is kind of flat, how the distance there, it's going to feel like there's a flat box in the back of our mouth, or that we're smiling in the back while yawning. That's kind of the shape we're getting with Mariah Carey. But then we're getting a little more, say. Notice how there's more height in the back there. That's going to create the warmth that we're hearing here as well. So one way to think about this backspace is what vowel you're placing back here. Ah. Another way to think about it is a shape. Is it a flat box in the back? Is it a tall oval? Is it a smaller kind of ping pong ball in the back of your throat? Or is it a diamond shape, meaning there's height and it's connecting these wide sides down and back? There's all kinds of different ways of thinking about the shape in the back. But essentially, if we're wanting to get a brighter sound, a darker sound, a richer sound, a more narrow, brasher sound, a lot of that's going to happen in how we shape this space in the back and the height or lowness of this larynx. Well, how do we change the larynx height? Well, try to yawn, and you'll notice that it goes down. And then notice where it is, where it's just stable. And then try to talk really high. And notice that it's probably going to rise up on you there. What we want is whatever we choose for this larynx to stay relatively stable, so that it's not going up and down all the time, because that's going to result in a sound that sounds really inconsistent and makes it sound like that singer doesn't know what they're doing, and it's going to sound really amateur. Easier said than done. One thing you can do to check that larynx is just to go look in the mirror and try to sing different notes, trying to maintain a relatively stable larynx position. Loved it. Oh, so good on so many levels. Their bodies are so released. They're doing so much work here, but they're so free to move. Here's something you can do today to help you release and relax that body. Start singing and either move it yourself, but even better if you have someone else, have them take your hands and, like they are here, have them kind of pull on and keep them moving, or have them come behind your shoulders and kind of be moving those shoulders around while you're singing. It's going to help you release some of that tension. A lot of singers, we're carrying tension here in our neck, our shoulders, and our arms, and that's an easy one to get rid of, and it's going to help release some of this tension in here and help remind our body to stay flexible.
And even though it all went wrong, I prayed before the Lord of song with nothing on my tongue but hallelujah, 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 hallelujah.
Can you identify what shapes do you see back here in the back of their mouth? And what difference does it make with their sound? It's pretty clear here, yeah? So, one, you're singing predominantly in ah, bright, forward, buzzy. Other one, more and it's making it warmer, richer. Part of it is this shape in the back. Another part is where we're placing that sound, where we're trying to focus that sound and make it resonant, right? Yeah, no, I get it. You can't take your sound, like place it on the edge of the piano. It doesn't work that way. But we can give our mind and body cues of where we're wanting that sound to be focused. Both of them, though, are trying to keep a specific shape here and back that gives us a certain timbre. Then they're keeping that placement relatively forward, somewhere up here in the sinuses, or sometimes right here at the teeth, that keeps this consistent, bright sound, and it makes that sound really consistent across all their registers. What were they doing with their bodies, performance-wise? They're keeping it simple. They're just being real people there, saying these words with this emotion. Did they have to do a 10? Nope. Could they have done more? Maybe. But the key here is for them being genuine to themselves and being genuine in their own expression. And that's really the key. What can you do today? Ask yourself. Really look at yourself. Watch in the mirror. Video yourself. If I was really saying the words to these songs with the right emotion, with the emotion that this music's calling for, what would my body really do? What would someone who knew me well expect to see? What would I do to convince my best friend who knows exactly all my little tics that I really mean what I'm saying? And that's what you want to shoot for in what you're doing with your body.
Baby girl, sing it now. I can live without your love.
What can we learn from this clip? Breathe to sing the next emotion. Don't breathe because you're out of air. Breathe to communicate what you're saying next. What? Imagine it. When you're talking all day, every day, you're taking in the breath, the kind of breath that belongs with the emotion of what you're about to say. Oh my gosh, I can't believe what just happened. Nobody cares. Whatever it is, we take in the appropriate breath that belongs with the emotion of what we're about to sing. Here, because they're taking in breaths that belong with the next phrase and they're actively responding to each other and reacting, it creates this kind of really exciting crescendo of emotions. It's really, really exciting to listen to because their breath isn't just to sing right. It isn't just because they're out of air. They're breathing to express emotion. And like we've talked about before, number one communicator is our eyes, but number two is our breath. And sometimes our breath is even more communicative. I got a viewer who sent me a question. I haven't responded yet. Sorry about that. About someone else's breathing and if they seem like they're breathing too loud and too fast and taking too quick of a catch breath. And yeah, in general, we want to take as low, as full a breath as possible. And if we really have things open and working efficiently, it's not going to make any noise. But that's just from the home base singing side. My stage director side of my brain says, but don't forget, it's really, really important to not always make our breath inaudible and so we don't see it. It's actually a really important communicator. So if in everyday life you would take an audible breath there and it would be really visible to an important part of the coming emotion, then why not use that? Is there something intrinsically bad about hearing a breath? No, I don't think there is. Do we want to hear it every time? No, we want to have control over it and have it be a deliberate choice. Okay, so here's a little teaser for what's coming up in the future. I'm about to add another part of what I'm doing, and that's going to be called Moose Mouth. Yeah. So what you're going to have is you're going to have this little moose icon that pops up and tells you all these things that I end up saying anyways over and over and over again, right? So you don't have to hear me say it over and over again. You can just see this little moose. So you can just see this little moose with its mouth telling you what we're going to do. So look forward to that. Gonna be awesome. But here you're going to notice upper two smile, release jaw, open ass space, or that smile in the back while you're yawning, however you want to think about it. Consistent airflow, forward placement, it's all there. Both these singers, love them. So awesome to watch. They're just so relaxed, so comfortable. And when they're sitting there, they're just sitting there. But is it boring? It's not to me. It's not boring to me because they're being genuine. They're being authentic. There's not any stress there in their body that doesn't belong with the song. And it's just comfortable to watch and to listen to it. Love it.
No way can I be what I'm not. But hey, don't you want your girl hurt? Don't fight, don't lose your head. 'Cause every night, who's in your bed? Take me for what I am. Who I was meant to be to the end. Give me you, give them a damn. Take me, baby. Take me, baby. Take me, baby. Or leave me. Guess I'm leaving. I'm gone.
Okay, so play with this one. What I'm going to have you do is I'm going to have you take your hands and put them right around your mouth like this, making a box. Okay? And what I want you to do is I want you to sing with all these same things: upper two smile, open ass space in the back, release jaw, consistent airflow. But I want you to keep that sound right inside that box. I want you to imagine that you're sending that sound straight out and it's living right within this box. It's not spreading way out there and it's not going up into these sinuses. You're just taking it straight forward. And you might be like, wait, what? Again, if you'll take your hand and say, body, I just want you to send that sound straight forward, you're going to notice that it's going to change things. I know it sounds strange, talking to your body like it's someone else. Just roll with it and see what the difference is. This is one of the things that is going to contribute to this more musical theater kind of sound that we want here in a song from Rent. And that's going to be this really, really forward place. It's not up in the sinuses. It's not that whiny place. It's really forward, really speech-like. The resonance is really right forward out of our mouth in this little box that we're talking about. Performance-wise here, you'll notice that they're just having a good time playing here. They're being serious. They're investing in these characters. They're believable. But at the same time, they're just really enjoying living in an imaginary moment. Can you do that? Can you let yourself play, be silly? Can you let yourself play with like a kid and go over the top and really be ridiculous? Read a story with different voices. Pretend you're an airplane, whatever it is, without any self-judging, self-commentary, self-abuse. To me, that's probably one of the first goals we need to have as a performer. And that's through our everyday life, learning to at least have moments where we let ourselves act on an impulse. A good one when we're in a safe environment and we're not going to do damage to anyone, including ourselves. But just to let ourselves go free for a little bit without any judgment. If you want a voice lesson, a performance coaching, or want me to work with you or your group to help you sing easier and perform at a consistently higher level, book a time with me at mrperformingartsstudio.com. I look forward to working with you online.